How y'all doing today? We're working on the Firebird once more. Today we are going to be pulling the AC system off. I'm also going to have to be pulling the power steering pump off because I believe the actual pulley, the pump itself turns freely, but the pulley's all messed up and it causes it to get stuck and it wouldn't work. So I'm going to have to pull it off so I can unpress the pulley off and get a new pulley on it. I'm just going to start with the AC system. Let's get on that. Okay, so to remove the AC system, I'm going to undo this from down here, this from right here, and then we can pull the compressor off now. Hopefully this wrench I have is, oh yeah, that's big enough. Put that on there, crack it loose. I did check the little thing right here to make sure it didn't really have any pressure in it, which it didn't, so, which doesn't surprise me. It's been sitting for like 20 years. Wouldn't really expect it to have much pressure in it. Now I just gotta take it off from the actual AC condenser cooler thingy here, which eventually I'll pull out, but I'm not going to worry about it at the current moment in time. But you know, I'm probably just going to get that line off real quick and then I'll come back. Okay, got this line out, and now you can see this all will just kind of flop over here. Well, next I'm actually going to get this actual compressor off. I'm assuming it's looking like there's a bolt down under here somewhere, and then the bolt's up here. I just gotta, okay, you can see there's a bolt down underneath here, right there, and then there's of course the bolts up here. So, all right, just got my 15 mil, and I got all of these cracked loose, the two up here, and then I got this one. Get on it. Got these all cracked loose. There might be more, I don't know yet. I'm gonna get these guys out. Hopefully that pump isn't shot and it's just the pulley stuck, but I don't know for a fact yet. So I got those three out, but I completely missed one that's back behind this air filter intake system. This one right there, which, oh yep, you can see it's already starting to come off. So no, you just gotta, here we go, there's that. Okay, now this should, that comes off, and now we just gotta unhook the little plug. There we go, got the plug off, and now if I can actually get hold of it, there we go. Pull all this out, and bam, there's your AC compressor for you. I'm sure this pump's actually probably fine. This has been frozen, but let's, oh geez, come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can see, pump actually spins freely, but the, look how jacked that pulley is. One thing I want to do real quick though is get this big bracket off, which should just be some bolts over here, and then one right there to get this whole thing out. Okay, the bracket's out, as you can see, and just to show you guys it better, yeah, that is a very, very messed up pulley right there. So, thing is, I believe these are press fit on, if I remember correctly. So to get the actual power steering pump off, I'm gonna have to undo the lines that are hooked to it. There should be, I think, 2. So that will be very fun. Unfortunately, this bracket here, big one here is gonna have to stay because it's part of the power steering pump bracket. Yeah, I'm gonna start working on getting, I'm probably actually will unbolt the power steering pump off so I can maneuver it to get the lines off. So, kind of update you guys along the way. So, I've gotten this bolt out. Oh, sorry. This one out. Nope, I'm also wrong. I've gotten the one down there out, the one, this nut off, and this bolt out. But there's another one hidden back in there behind all this. How am I supposed to get to that? I don't know. I'm gonna try to get to it. It's gonna be a pain, but yeah, it's definitely going for sure. Plan B, pull out this nut here, and then this studded nut thing I'm also gonna pull out, because I think if I pull this whole bracket off, the power steering pump will come off. So I just gotta snake this in here, get this thing off, and then hopefully that'll work. So plan B did not work. It just makes this part flop around. But I actually managed to sneak a socket down in there. It's a different size than all the other ones. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be the same size? But Now I get to, for the next 20 minutes, try to maneuver my ratchet in here and get this stupid nut off just so I can get this power steering pump off. So after loosening that nut a little bit, it's not off all the way, but just to show you guys, this power steering pump now does wobble around freely, which means that it will work as a tensioner for the belt, which is good news, which means that I can just get a belt designed for the water pump, the crank, and the power steering. So I don't have to worry about any form of a replacement pulley for the AC, I think. So after a good couple of minutes of fidgeting around, I did. There you go. As you can see, power steering pump is loose. I just now have to figure out where to take the lines off. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can kind of get this a bit higher up, the actual pump itself, so I can get to it easier. So let me try that real quick. It's gonna take 2 hands. So I've been looking at it for a minute. I think the best way to get it out is gonna be to undo these 2 lines, which is gonna suck because I don't want them to snap on me. So I'm gonna soak them with a bit of penetrating fluid first to minimize the chances of those breaking off. So I've gone with the taking the lines off the rack option, or not rack, the box option. I've gotten this one cracked loose. I'm waiting to get this one off to be able to get this one cracked loose. It's dumb because I'm pretty sure it's an 18 mil, and I don't have an 18 mil, and a 3/4 is a little bit too big, and a 17 is a little bit too small. So I'm having to use an adjustable wrench, which I do not recommend, but it's my only option. Don't at me. So quick update. This one's out. This one's cracked loose, but I'm having to hold on to the hose with pliers because the actual fitting, the flange fitting was stuck to the line. I didn't want anything to get broken, so it did break free though, so I just got to get the nut out. And then the power steering pump can come out, and now I'm just gonna plug these holes just so that way it's not opened to the air. But yeah, it's actually going really smoothly, which is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this done one-handed. Let's see, grab, pump. Oh geez. Oh, well, no, don't go down there, mister. No, don't you dare. You need to be up here. Come on. Just fish this guy out. Come on. Lines are getting in the way, and so are my hands. Just gotta get this line moved. Ah, well, my phone. Okay, you guys are gonna be down there now. Well, I guess you can kind of see what's. Oh geez, fluid leaking, fluid leaking. Oh geez. Okay, well, that was probably an adventure for you guys. No new cracks on my phone screen. That's nice. So, power steering pump is out. See, definitely did not make a mess of fluid at all. Okay, no, this isn't the best lighting. It's kind of dark out, but I'm gonna trying to get this knocked out tonight real quick. So I'm renting this power steering pump puller kit. You got to hold down to this bottom one while also cranking in this top one, right? Okay, let me see if I can get a camera set up real quick so you guys can kind of watch. Haha! Freaking magic, dude! And yep, that shaft spins freely on there. So, just like that, the right tool did the job. That is a jacked up pulley for sure, man. I also got a belt for the power steering. Forgot to mention that. But I just got to get the new pulley installed, and then we can throw this back into the Firebird. So it's a bit of a rainy day, but did get that new power steering pump pulley, and the installation is fairly simple. I'm just gonna, you get this on its back, take your pulley, you get it lined up, get it roughly aligned with the shaft, and then just grab the little kit real quick. So this is the removal tool, correct? Correct. So this here is the installation tool, right? So this, gosh dang it, this threaded part here, there's 2 parts. There's the bolt, and then there's the little installer part. The bolt goes into that hole in the actual shaft itself, and it threads into the shaft, right? And then this little outer spinny part spins down, and you just hold this nut, turn this outer thread, and it'll press the pulley on. So I'm gonna set up the camera so you guys can watch. Okay, I used a tape measure just along the radius to make sure the whole thing was level. So now I've done that, I'm going to actually properly install it. Oh yeah, that's on. And that, my friends, is how you pull and press on power steering pump. So this is the tool I use. Comes with these 4 things. There's a part number if you guys are interested. Very useful. I think this thing works on like lots of different, you know, as it says, Ford, GM, Chrysler, like even newer and older stuff. Very useful. Makes the job real easy, and that's nice and on there, and it's nice and round. So now I just got to get this bolted back in, get the belt on it, and then get some fluid in it, which we'll do here in a minute. All right, so the first step is going to be getting the hoses back into their spots, and then getting the actual pump mounted into place, and then I can get the belt on and then tighten everything down. I'm going to do that. It's kind of a two-handed job, so I can't really film it, but it's just getting lines, and it's pretty simple stuff. So let's just kind of show you guys what's going on here. I got this line in, then I got it kind of hung on this little bolt right here today. Then I'm gonna, well, first I'm gonna tighten this one down so I can actually get it tightened down, and then I'll get this line here in, and I'll just make sure that nothing is interfering with anything. Then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do to make sure the pump's bled so that way it doesn't fry anything up, I guess. I don't know. So something I realized. So first off, I do have lines down here on. Put this old plastic covering back on, whatever. So in order to get the belt on, I have to pull off both of the other belts that I put on. So I'm gonna have to loosen up the alternator, loosen up the smog pump, pull those belts off so I can put the power steering belt on. Okay, all the belts are off, and the power steering pump, I have the bolts in so it can't move, but it's loose so I can adjust it. I'm gonna get this belt on, and I'll show you guys once it's done. So turns out the belt I got was the wrong one, but the alternator belt actually is a perfect fit. So I'm just gonna go return that belt, grab another alternator belt for the actual alternator, and we're gonna call it good at that. Okay, I've got all the belts on and tension down. So in order to bleed the system, because now there's a bunch of air in the lines, I'm gonna be filling the reservoir up, jacking the car up, so the wheels, the front wheels off the ground, and then I'm gonna give it turns left and right to bleed all the air out. Okay, so I've got way more than enough fluid in the reservoir. I might actually have to siphon some out. Don't know yet though. I've got both of the wheels up off the ground, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just without the engine running, I'm gonna crank the wheel back and forth to help bleed out the system, you know? Then after that, you run the engine, turn the wheels back and forth, make sure you don't hit the stops for more than 5 seconds at a time. After you do all that and you don't hear any more air coming out, you can then let it cool down and top it off. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it. All right, so I did a few turns with the engine off, and the fluid level went down quite a bit. So I'm gonna get some more fluid in it, keep doing this for a little bit until the fluid level doesn't drop anymore, and bam, power steering will have been bled at that point. All right, she's running, and easy turning of the wheel, guys. We've got freaking power steering once more. Okay, so I'm editing this video right now. We're out of time for today, so I'm gonna leave it here. Remember to like and subscribe and comment, all that good stuff, and check out our Instagram and our TikTok down in the description. But yeah, see you guys next week.